Deep beneath the sea, where light no longer dares to reach, beauty was born from blood and from chaos. She did not come from love. She is love itself, but also its most dangerous side. Welcome to a new chronicle of shadows. Today, we uncover the secrets of Aphrodite. Before the gods, before the celestial kingdoms, before order ever imposed its will upon the world, there was only chaos, a vast, silent, unstable expanse where primordial forces clashed without rules, without mercy. And within that darkness, a forbidden act was about to change everything. The Titan Cronus, driven by fear and defiance, raised his hand against his own father, Uranus, the sky itself. In one brutal, irreversible motion, he struck him down, shattering the fragile balance of a world still taking shape. What followed was not merely a crime, it was a transformation. The remains of Uranus fell into the boundless ocean, and the sea responded. It roared, it surged, it churned, as though refusing to accept what had just been done. Then, something impossible happened. Foam appeared. Strange, luminous, alive. And from that sea foam, born of violence, a shape emerged. Not that of a child, not that of a weak or unfinished creature, but a perfect presence. A beauty so pure, it seemed unreal. An aura so powerful, it commanded silence. She opened her eyes, and the world was never the same. Aphrodite had just been born. Without a childhood, without innocence, already complete, already irresistible. But behind that divine beauty lay a darker truth. Because Aphrodite was not born from love, she was born from an act of violence. And from that moment forward, every desire, every passion carries within it a trace of that original chaos. High on Mount Olympus, where the gods reign as absolute masters, one presence defies every rule. Aphrodite is unlike the others. She does not command the lightning of the sky like Zeus. She does not move the oceans like Poseidon. She does not rule over the shadows of the dead like Hades. Her power is different, invisible, silent, but infinitely more dangerous. She controls desire, a fire that cannot be seen, yet consumes everything. A whisper that seeps into the mind and makes even the most powerful waver. Because on Olympus, no one is safe. The gods themselves look away. Too late. Their thoughts grow clouded. Their decisions crumble. They do not fall by force. They fall by longing. Aphrodite's beauty is not just an appearance. It is a weapon. Every glance becomes a promise. Every gesture a temptation, and behind that perfection hides an uncontrollable power. Because wherever she walks, jealousy is born, rivalries, betrayals, alliances shatter, wars take root. Her beauty is not merely admired, it is feared, because she does not simply exist to be seen, she transforms, and in her wake, even gods become fragile. On Olympus, disorder is spreading, because wherever Aphrodite is found, eyes shift, tensions rise, even the gods begin to falter. So, to prevent chaos from consuming the heavens, Zeus makes a decision, cold, calculated. He arranges her marriage, not to a king, not to a powerful god, but to Hephaestus, the blacksmith of Olympus, a god who had been cast aside, marked by suffering, forged in solitude and fire, the complete opposite of Aphrodite's perfection. This marriage is not a union, it is a cage, a fragile balance imposed by fear. But Aphrodite was never meant to be contained. She belongs to no one, and in the shadows, far from divine eyes, her heart burns for someone else. Ares, the god of war. Where Hephaestus is stillness, Ares is storm. Where one creates, the other destroys. And yet they find each other. Their love is forbidden, raw, uncontrollable. It is not a gentle passion, it is a collision, a fire that devours everything in its path. And from this union rise terrifying forces, living embodiments of that dangerous power. Among them, Eros, desire in its purest form, invisible yet inevitable, because even the gods cannot escape what was born from their own undoing. But Aphrodite's true power is not revealed in the eyes she captivates. It is revealed in a choice. A single choice with irreversible consequences. It all begins with an apple, a golden apple, gleaming, perfect, deceptive, a symbol of beauty, but above all, of discord. Before it stand three goddesses: Hera, queen of the gods; Athena, the embodiment of wisdom; and Aphrodite, temptation itself. All three claim the same thing, to be the most beautiful, but no god dares to decide. So fate tips into the hands of a mortal, Paris, a simple prince, standing before divine powers. Each goddess attempts to win him over. Hera promises power, Athena offers wisdom and glory, but Aphrodite plays a different game. She does not promise a kingdom. She does not promise victory. She promises desire. The most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta. A face, a temptation, and that is enough. Paris chooses Aphrodite. One simple choice, one single moment. But that choice breaks kingdoms, because Helen is not free. She is already bound to another, and when she leaves everything behind to follow Paris, the world ignites. Oaths are broken, armies rise, gods take sides, and so begins one of the most legendary conflicts in all of history, the Trojan War. A war of heroes, of blood, and of ruin. But at the heart of it all, there is no strategy, no fate, only a desire. Because sometimes, all it takes is a promise to destroy a world. Aphrodite was not simply a story whispered in temples, nor just a figure carved in marble. She was real in the minds of men, and she was worshipped. Across all of ancient Greece, her name was invoked, her symbols etched into stone, her altars lit by flames and prayers. But it was on the island of Cyprus that her presence was felt most deeply. There, where the ancient stories say the sea itself delivered her to the world, the waves still carried her memory, the wind seemed to breathe her name, and the crowds came, thousands of faithful, seeking a favor, a blessing, a glance. Her cult was alive, intense, almost spellbinding. Rituals were performed, offerings were laid at her feet, prayers were murmured in the hope of being heard, because to call upon Aphrodite was to summon love, desire, beauty, union. But those who prayed to her understood one thing: the love she gave never came without consequence, because behind every passion lurks a shadow, a jealousy that grows, a heart that shatters, a chaos that settles in. Aphrodite gave, but she never controlled what came next, and that is precisely why she was not only revered, she was feared. because to love beneath her gaze was to accept that you would never be the same again. Aphrodite is not simply a goddess of love. She is far more than that. She is temptation, the kind that creeps in without warning, clouds the mind, and shakes the most unshakable convictions. She is passion, blazing and uncontrollable, capable of lifting you up just as easily as it tears you down. She is jealousy, quiet at first, but all-consuming once it takes root. And sometimes she is destruction itself, because behind every exchanged glance, every rising desire, hides an ancient force, a force that even the gods were never able to master. Under Aphrodite's gaze, love is not a peaceful blessing. It is a fire that illuminates but also consumes. It brings souls together, then turns them against each other. It builds bonds, then breaks them. It inspires the greatest stories and the worst tragedies. And that is the truth the ancients had come to understand. Aphrodite does not simply give you love. She unleashes everything it contains, the best and the worst. So remember, if your heart ever catches fire for no reason, if someone begins to haunt your every thought, if your whole world starts to shift beneath your feet, it may not be a coincidence, because love is never innocent. If this chronicle pulled you into the darkest secrets of the gods, subscribe to Chronicles of Shadows, because some truths are not meant to be loved, they are meant to be revealed.